Hello everyone, welcome to Equal to, and this is the 11th episode of Is Matter Around Us Pure playlist. If you haven't seen the past 10 videos yet, please go and check them out, and this is a continuation of that. And in this video we are going to see about the physical and chemical changes. So what are the physical properties? So physical properties are properties like color, hardness, rigidity, fluidity, density, melting point and boiling point. These are things that we have seen already in this chapter, and all those things that we have seen already in this chapter are that things that comes under physical properties of matter. Now there is also something called chemical properties that we will be seeing in the upcoming slides. Okay, now what is a physical change? So we have seen interconversion of states, that is ice melting into water, and those are physical changes. So what exactly is a physical change? So it doesn't change the composition. So what they are telling is that without a change in composition and no change in chemical nature of the substance. So the nature of water doesn't change, even if it is in ice form or it is in liquid form or in vapors. The chemical properties and the chemical nature, they don't change. The composition of the chemicals, they don't change. So that is why the change of phase, the change of state from ice to water and water to water vapors is what we call as physical change and not chemical change. Now we know that ice is solid and water is liquid, so there is a clear difference in that. But also these are just physical properties. But whereas in the case oil and water, both these are liquids, but we don't say these are same, because the chemical nature is entirely different. Although these both are liquids, their chemical characteristics are entirely different. They have different odor and inflammability. So different oil have different odor, right? But water is odorless, and also water can put down fire, but oil, it catches up fire very well. So although these two are liquids, the chemical properties are entirely different from one another. So these are the changes that you can see from physical changes to chemical changes, physical properties to chemical properties. And oil, on burning, it emits a lot of fumes. So when one substance reacts with the other, it undergoes a chemical change, and that causes a chemical change in their chemical composition. So change in chemical properties of matter can produce new substances, and these chemical changes can also be called as chemical reaction. So these are physical changes and chemical changes. In physical changes, their chemical properties or composition, that doesn't change. Although the states may change, the physical state that it is present in might change, but the chemical properties don't change. Whereas in chemical changes, the chemical properties actually change and it results in a new substance, and chemical changes are also called as chemical reactions. Now we are moving to the next topic, which is what are the types of pure substances. So pure substances, we at the starting of this chapter we define pure substances as things containing one kind of particles. Now based on the chemical composition, pure substances can be divided into two types. One is elements, another one is compounds, and in this video we are going to see a particular thing about elements. Okay, now what exactly are elements? So the definition for elements is that an element is a basic form of matter that cannot be broken down into simpler substances by chemical reactions. So element is a basic form and that cannot be broken down by chemical reactions. So this is the definition for elements, and elements can be classified into metals, non-metals and metalloids. Now in this video we are going to just concentrate on metals, and non-metals and metalloids we will see in the later videos. Now when it comes to metals, we know metals, right? Copper is a metal, gold is a metal, silver is a metal, iron is a metal. So these are metals. And when it comes to properties of metals, you can just think of these metals and tell these properties. Now metals are lustre in nature, meaning they shine. When you see gold, gold shines, and iron, when it is polished, it shines. So metals are lustrous in nature and they are usually silvery grey or golden yellow in color. So this is one property of metals. And also metals have good conductivity, so they conduct heat and electricity very well. and also they are ductile in nature. So ductile meaning they can be drawn into wires. We have seen copper wires, we see aluminium wires. So these are wires that are made out of these metals. So metals are ductile in nature. And another property of metal is they are sonorous in nature. Sonorous in the sense, when you hit it with another metal, when you hit it, it rings. It gives you a ringing sound. And an obvious example could be bells, right? We have bells in church and everywhere, right? So these bells, they are sonorous in nature, meaning that these are metals and they have sonorous property. And also metals are malleable. Malleable in the sense they can be made out into thin sheets. Okay. So that is the property that is called as malleability, and these are properties of metals. Now coming to examples of metals, some examples of metals are gold, silver, copper, iron, sodium and potassium. Now these are generally solid in nature, whereas mercury is the only metal that is liquid at room temperature. Now this is all about metals. We also have metalloids and non-metals that we'll see in the later videos. This is it for this video. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching this one. See you in the next one. Bye for now.